Reinhard Heydrich was one of the leading minds in Hitler's Germany who, in a short time, practically created a political police system, a secret service, and a counter-espionage. Heydrich was the head of the General Directorate of Reich Security, the leading mind in the extermination of non-Aryan ethnic groups, the initiator of the solution to the Jewish question, which included the total cleansing of millions of citizens in Europe. Reinhard Heydrich was born on March 7, 1904, in the German city of Halle. His father was a musician. He composed music and performed in the opera. His mother was the daughter of the director of the Dresden Conservatory. Heydrich had two siblings, an elder sister, Maria, and a younger brother, Heinz. At school, Reinhard was distinguished by his tenacity and the desire to stand out from the other students. One day, during a school break, he climbed onto the roof of a 3-story building and walked along the edge in front of everyone. From an early age, Reinhard was interested in politics, but his father saw in him a successor to his work, a great composer or opera singer. He sent his son to a violin class so that he could learn the instrument. As a teenager, Reinhard joined the nationalist organization Georg Ludwig Rudolf Merkel. This organization was half military and half civilian, but its ideas were the most nationalist of all. Reinhard himself remembered that his parents read books about the purity of ethnic groups, and these ideas became deeply embedded in his mind. Heydrich was a very active young man who enjoyed sports and developed leadership qualities as well as the ability to compete. His favorite sports were fencing and horse riding, in which he achieved considerable success. He aspired to be at the center of political events and looked for more radical organizations that he could join and actively participate in political life. Heydrich was also characterized by exceptional intelligence and insight, which later played a decisive role in the fate of tens of thousands of people. He chose naval service because he believed that it would satisfy his sense of adventure and provide himself with a secured existence. On March 30, 1922, Reinhard was enrolled at the school in Kiel, and 2 years later, Heydrich was transferred to the Officers' Academy in Meerwijk with the rank of senior cadet. In 1926, he served as a lieutenant on the battleship Schleswig-Holstein, the flagship of the German North Sea Fleet. 2 years later, Heydrich was promoted to first lieutenant due to his conscientious performance of duty. The promotion was also aided by Reinhard's close relationship with Wilhelm Canaris, the later admiral and head of the German Military Intelligence Service and counter-espionage. In 1931, Heydrich's career was threatened. He was accused of a behavior that was unworthy of an officer and a gentleman. Heydrich came under criticisms after it became known that his relationship with the daughter of the head of the naval shipyard in Kiel had broken down. In April of the same year, he was forced into retirement. But shortly afterwards, Heydrich married another girl, Leni von Osten. Even before the wedding, Reinhard began to take an interest in the politics of the NSDAP. The party's ideas seemed familiar and right to him. In June, he joined the party and later became a member of the SS, which was then led by Himmler. Heydrich, who had experience in intelligence, worked in the Navy, proposed several ideas for improving the SS, which Himmler considered very important. He instructed Reinhard to take and create a security service that would collect dirt on the highest political figures. Such a valuable card did not go unnoticed by Hitler himself, and at the end of 1931, Heydrich was promoted to the rank of SS Obergruppenführer, which gave his career a major boost. After all, that was exactly what Heydrich wanted and could do. Espionage, blackmail, and terror. Heydrich participated in the development of SS symbols and then proposed a plan whereby, after the Nazis took power, the SS would take control of the entire police system of the state and thus gain real power. He also had the idea of making the SS the elite of the Third Reich to ensure its gradual development and transformation into a state within a state. Heydrich's activities culminated in September 1939 with the establishment of the General Directorate for Reich Security, which he himself headed. The war between Germany and Poland began largely thanks to Heydrich. He devised a plan for a staged attack by the Poles on a German radio station, which became known as the Gleiwitz Incident. The purpose of this operation was to convince the world that Poland had attacked Germany first. In 1939, Germans in Polish uniforms carried out the attack. The next day, journalists were shown the bodies of the killed enemies, who in reality were in the Sachsenhausen concentration camp unofficially. The Kristallnacht on November 9th and 10th, 1938, which marked the beginning of the Holocaust, gave Heydrich carte blanche to set fire to and destroy Jewish synagogues and community centers. As a result, more than 20,000 Jews were deported to concentration camps. In 1939, Germany occupied Czechoslovakia, and the areas of Bohemia and Moravia were placed under German protectorate. The office of Reich Protector was created to administer these areas, which was initially taken over by the former Foreign Minister of the Third Reich, Konstantin von Neurath, in September 1941. Hitler sent Neurath on leave for an indefinite period and appointed Reinhard Heydrich in his place. As protector, Heydrich passed the law to abolish synagogues and opened the Theresienstadt concentration camp, where Czech Jews were held before being taken to the camps. In order to appease the population at least, Heydrich improved housing conditions and increased wages and food rations for the workers. Of course, a man as powerful as Heydrich had many enemies who wanted to put an end to him quickly. The assassination attempt, carried out by British intelligence, achieved its goal. On May 27, 1942, Reinhard was driving through Prague in an open car. On the way to his residence, two agents recruited by the British rushed towards the car. One began to shoot. The other threw a bomb that missed him. Heydrich was wounded. He was taken to the hospital, where his damaged spleen was removed. Heydrich was operated on by Heinrich Himmler's personal physician. On the morning of June 3, newspapers reported that the politician's conditions had improved. But in the afternoon, he fell into a coma and died on June 4th. The exact cause of death is still unknown. Various doctors suspect septic organ failure, anemic shock, and an overdose of morphine. After the murder of Heydrich, which was considered a terrorist act by the German leadership, Himmler received numerous expressions of condolences from Reich leaders, military commanders, and representatives of satellite states. Reinhardt's farewell ceremony took place in Prague and lasted 2 days. Afterwards, the coffin with the body was taken to Berlin, where the funeral took place on June 9th. The most important personalities of the country attended Heydrich's farewell ceremony, and the speech at the grave was given by Adolf Hitler himself, who described Heydrich as a man with an iron heart. The Gestapo finally managed to find the hiding place of the British agents. They were in the dungeons of the Cathedral of Saints Curiel and Methodius in Prague. They were betrayed by a member of the resistance. On June 18th, a massive attack was organized in which all the agents were destroyed. After this incident, the Czech Orthodox Church was officially banned.